All right. Hey, guys. All right. Tarot Dog, we didn't get a chance yet to go live this week. And as I mentioned to you guys, I'm going live every week on both channels for 30 minutes once a week to just say thank you to you guys. I'm doing this all the way up until January. With that in mind, all you have to do is type E in the chat box there, and I will get to as many of you as I possibly can. Hi, guys. Oh my God. So nice to see everybody. Hi, AC. All right. So first off, I'm going to start with AC. Genie Vale, don't go anywhere. I will get to you right after that. I want to say thank you, babe. All right. So these are one card pulls, and just know these are fictional. As always, I'm a fictional storyteller, not a psychic. Bear that in mind. AC, we actually just got two cards, babe. We got Empress in the reverse. We got the Sun upright. If anything, we have got somebody who's like, I don't feel like I want to be in Empress mode. I don't want to run an empire and have to delegate and have to keep tabs on anybody and everybody. For once, I just want to step back and let somebody else be Empress, and I want to go out and kick up my feet. I want a little less responsibility for just a hot minute, and I just want to go have a really, really good day. I feel like this is a day where maybe an Empress is about to say, I'm eating ice cream for dinner. I am going to go ahead and, take off my shoes and run through the grass. I'm going to go ahead and have a play day, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it. The world won't stop if I stop being an Empress for a day. It feels like Empress's day off. That's what I think with that. And I feel like it's just the break that maybe our Empress has needed. Really nice. Genie Vale, thank you, babe. Here we go, sweetheart. We have got a Page of Swords. Somebody's doing a little bit of spying, but this could be really good. This could be somebody who's trying to sort out what, the answer is. This could be somebody who's trying really hard to find a truth, or they're trying really hard to find an answer because they're wise enough now to know that they're missing something. This could be a divine masculine, possibly a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And sometimes, somebody learns something through watching others, or they absorb through osmosis. But first you have to decide that you want to pay attention. This is somebody who's actively choosing to pay attention. He could be spying on somebody with the intent to figure out, what am I missing? What do I need to learn here? But let's just say on a positive note, this is somebody who intentionally wants to figure out either where they've gone astray or what they should do next. So this is an active participant. Yes, they're still doing it from, Page's energy. So this could be somebody who's hiding out and spying, keeping tabs, but it's because they haven't stopped thinking about something. So they're still going round and round. And that does mean that they're trying to learn or trying to find, an answer somewhere in themselves, or find an answer external to themselves, but they're actively trying to sort it out. So that part's good, at least. Hi, Marissa. Here we go, babe. Marissa, we just got the Three of Cups. Three of Cups upright. This could be a great time to interact with loved ones, with friends. This is somebody who is probably pretty popular, and people might want to interact with our lead character. This could be a small group that wants to come together. This could be friends, this could be siblings, this could be almost anything, but it does have the energy of union or reunion also around it. It doesn't mean that it couldn't be about love, but it's more likely that right now friendships, partnerships, companionship of a happy variety seems to be front and center in a character's life. And it's true for every party involved. It's everybody has the same vibe right now. God, I want to be around people that I like, and I want to create happiness and not conflict. So it feels like good times. Not always are we around people and they don't drag us down. Sometimes it's a big drag. This card says it's not a big drag. This card says there's somebody that is actually going to possibly be much more uplifted, which is nice to see. Rea Kamal, thank you, babe. You guys are so amazing. Rea Kamal, hi, babe. Let me grab you one. Hang in there, Sierra. I'll get to you next, sweetheart. We got Nine of Swords, Rea Kamal. So we do have somebody that has been stressed. Okay. This could be somebody who's not sleeping super good. It could be somebody that is she's kind of oh my God, why am I not asleep? This could be just somebody who needs to practice better sleep hygiene, right? They'll say, don't look at screens for an hour before bed, and, turn off all the lights, make sure the room is cool, but your blankies are comfy. It could be something like that for a character, or it could be somebody that is really bothered by things that maybe don't even belong to them. So it's like finding the source of where something is coming from. Um, she almost seems to me like this is not her problem. And I say that because she has like her third eye is kind of highlighted here. But I almost think that this is somebody who's taking on the world's problems or other people's problems and making them hers. And this is that gentle nudge that says intuitively, she kind of already knows that certain things are not hers to have to fix or cope with or resolve. And although certainly that doesn't mean that it's still not stressful, we can see her try hard to like maybe let this go so she can get some better rest. But there's something about her intuition kicking in here because of the way that's highlighted on this card, where I kind of feel like, things will look different in the light of day. And it might even be she needs to get up and flip on the lights and, you know, scare away the shadows and say, no, wait a second, hang on now. Sometimes the worst thing we can do is lay there and ruminate, especially about stuff that isn't ours to stress out over. I just feel like it might be an empath who's on like hyperdrive is what that looked like. And there's something there that isn't hers to have to deal with. 11:8. Thank you, babe. I'll get to you right after Sierra, okay? Oh my God, Sierra, thank you. Oh my God, Sierra, that is so incredibly generous. Sarah just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, babe. Uh, London Marcella, Crystal Suzanne, Angel Leo Girl, Missy Sum, and Lady Vostains. You guys are all now members, courtesy of Sierra. Oh my God, you're so sweet, babe. Sarah, let me get you this. You actually just had 3 cards come out, and then 11:8. I'll get you right after this, babe. Sarah, we have got the Knight of Wands in the reverse. We have the Wild card upright, and we have the Page of Swords upright. By the way, everybody who's a member, by the way, just know that you can tap into the members' videos. There's a whole members playlist, and we add to that every Monday, and you won't want to miss out on some of the stuff that we do in the members' corner. Okay, so Sarah, with somebody who's not a player at all, this is somebody who's actually I really like this person, actually. You notice that we have a dog here, so it's very loyal. I almost feel like somebody is being thunderstruck. I don't know if they see this feminine while she's at work or she's busy doing something, and they're like, wow, I didn't expect to meet her. All of a sudden, I got to know who she is. This is somebody who immediately kind of feels like a love at first sight, or it feels like somebody who, I don't know if they were ever a player at all, but they certainly have nobody else on their mind after just coming across her. The wild card says they would not have expected that this could happen to them. I don't know who this is, other than that maybe they are somebody who's particularly good with dogs, puppies, and that always endears me to somebody right away. Is when they're good to animals. But it feels like I really like this person. I like their awareness that when they see something or someone that stands out, somebody that's special, she may have a bit of an aura about her. She may be somebody who's just, I don't know, maybe her hair is just hanging down long and free and she's busy doing her thing and she just really stands out to them. Maybe there's a song playing, around her and it's like, it's such a perfect song. It fits what they're seeing, the vision of her. It feels very romantic and it feels very unexpected for somebody to feel this way because they weren't looking for it and they stumble across her. This feels like, I don't know, just like a wonderful happenstance where somebody falls for another person and it just happens very naturally. She's probably unaware of it at the moment, but there's no way that she's not going to be made aware of it in that storyline. Thank you so much. Not so plain, Blaine. I'll get to you in just a minute. Let me get to 11:8 right now, babe. Thank you so much. I'll be right with you. Here we go. 11:8. I just was like randomly shuffling there, and my hands just wanted to keep going. So we ended up with 3 for you. We have High Priestess. We have 8 of Wands. And we have King of Pentacles. It's beautiful. The High Priestess is extremely attuned to the energies around her. Now we have a King of Pentacles, and I'm going to say she already knows that there's something there. There's going to be some kind of a future. It's not come yet. She just knows there's something to do with this person. This could be like, I already know at some point I'm going to work with this person. Maybe at some point I'm going to love this person, but it's too new. All it is that she picks up on a vibe that says, I know they want to say something to me. I know they want to talk to me. I know at some point in time they're going to do exactly that. Why? Because I'm a high priestess. And I welcome this in. Now, if she were to step back inside and slam the door shut, doesn't matter what anybody wants, she can stop somebody's intentions and say, yeah, but I'm not open to it. Instead, she's standing here with the door open, kind of shyly, but she's saying, yeah, I do. I think that I will leave the door open. I think that at some point, and this may not be soon because Pentacles move slow, but at some point, it almost feels like somebody's like showing off just a little bit, hoping that she notices. And she's like, yeah, I do. And yeah, I know that we'll talk. We'll talk at some point. She's opened the door to it. So whomever this is, if it's potential friend, if it's potential boss, it's potential lover, any of that could be the case, but she's open to it. And I think it's just, it doesn't matter if it takes a while. Maybe she wants it to take a while, but she's not going to shut that energy flow down. Or comes next. And it looks really good. It looks like somebody who's really solid. All right, next up, Not So Plain Blaine. Thank you so much, babe. We have got 2 of Swords, we have a 2 of Cups, and we have the Star. With that 2 of Swords, this looks like, obviously 2 people have had conflict, and yet their hearts, no matter what their words say, no matter what the lips say, their hearts still have a connectedness here. This says, even if they're at a distance, and they very well could be, this feels like a relationship that has a ton of love, but has certainly had some hiccups and some, separation space or some conflict that occurred. And despite that, it's like there's still this, I think of you at a distance. I hope you're good. And honestly, I still want to heal this. It feels like it's more in the 5D connection right now because there was a conflict in the 3D already. But as far as their hearts go, it is an unconditional love situation. It just could be that either she's saying, and that's how it will remain, because man, we have a lot of conflict when we're face to face. I'll always love them, but you know what? I just send them some good wishes. And, I know that they're out there and that makes me happy. And I hope that they're good. She could be leaving it like that. Or it could be, I still have a wish that we can heal things. Either way, I think that the distance and separation, because this is an upright star card, so it's actually very positive. Some things need distance and separation, and sometimes just knowing another person walks this earth that we love, even if we've had, some really difficult times with them. Even that does kind of like warm our heart a little bit. So there's nothing negative on this in this trio of cards, actually. Whether they see each other again or not doesn't erase anything about the good moments that were there. But if there is still, like a future that is still up ahead in the road, that's still possible here also. It's nice because we have no bitterness, no like venom, no, oh my God, I wish I had met you kind of vibe, which is nice to see because it's not always the way that goes. Sometimes we have a lot of, hurt and pain. So sorry, guys. Oh my God. Yippee, you sweethearts. Oh my God. Hang on just a second. Let me find a piece of paper here. Okay. So first off, let me make sure that I get a chance to say thank you. You guys are unbelievably kind. Thank you so much. Let me scroll back down so I can keep tabs on things. Nelly, thank you, love. See Nelly run. I'll get to you next, babe. Squish Fish will be right after Nelly, okay? And now let me turn my attention. Yippee, thank you. Oh my God. So incredible. Yippee just gifted 10 memberships. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Grazie, darling. KQ Hootie Hoo, Sierra. Oh, excuse me. Sierra, you were already a member. Excuse me. Amy Bonnell, Lori, and excuse me, it's Lori 9507, Stacy Murphy. It just jumped. Carrie Reed, Zelda, Bohemian Vibe, Andrea Rachiru, excuse me if I said your name wrong, Alana Williams, Morgan G. You guys are all now members courtesy of Yippee. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you. Unbelievably kind. Will you, Yippee, if you're still there, will you permit me to do a storytelling for you, babe? I'm scrolling down to see. I see a response from you. Tina's just passing time. I'll get you right after Squish Fish, okay? Luminous Marina, I'll get you afterward, after Tina. You guys are so lovely. Thank you so much, everybody. Just a second. Sorry, you see me still scrolling so that I can keep track of things. The chat moves really fast for my eyes sometimes. All right, here we go. Beautiful GRT. Gotcha. Okay, Nelly, here we go, babe. And I'm still keeping my eyes open for you. All right, we've got Page of Cups. We've got the Four of Coins. Nelly, we have somebody opening up a new book. And I have to say, we have a feminine who's opening up a new chapter in their book of life. But over here, we have this masculine who's still kind of sitting tight. So I'm thinking she's about to write a new chapter, possibly without him. He may be wanting to express, like, I'm sorry, I'm still sitting here. But I think she's adventurous. I see nothing similar about these two. She's an adventurer. She's, popping up out of a book. She's got this beautiful energy. She's, here looking across the horizon. She could go just about anywhere, do just about anything. And he, meanwhile, sits here on the land, very landlocked. I see these two as very different energies, and maybe that's why she's going to write a different character into her book of life now, because in truth, maybe he didn't want to keep up with the more adventurous and exciting, opportunity to just go out and do other things. Maybe he wanted to stay right where he was. And although even he might be a little sad that he's unable to keep up or join her, I don't see this as a huge sorrow. I see her with her hair flying in the wind, becoming part of the clouds, almost like maybe this is a great departure point so she can continue on and, explore. It doesn't look sad. It doesn't look angry. It doesn't look hurtful. It just looks like it's all right. We're different. That's all. We're just different. Juniper. Hey, you guys are so awesome. Shout out to Juniper. Nelly, thanks again, babe. Squish Fish, here we go, sweetie. Thank you so much for everything, Squish Fish. You guys are so awesome. Squish Fish, here we go. We have got a Three of Swords, and we've got the King of Wands. That Three of Swords, the one reason I love this card is because she herself is fusing the broken little shards of her heart back together. And she's got her little familiar, her little helper there, or her guide sitting right on her shoulder, that crow that's going to be squawking and giving her advice and helping her move forward. So we see her like being heavily encouraged. And it's kind of like her eyes are like focused energetically, like they're kind of glowing here. And it's almost like she's saying, yeah, I'm not going to be crying. My guides have said I can heal this. This will all be fused together. In fact, it's kind of like a metamorphosis. It's the only Three of Swords card I've ever seen like this, where the shards are being like energetically like melted down and fused together. And I would say in perfect time, because this is also kind of a sad card that has a heroic energy to it, just like this one. You notice how it's a King of Wands, but he is in this little stump of a tree and everything else has been burned down to the ground. And yet there's still this piece of life. And here he is carrying this, the torch of life, and he's a griffin. So he too is somebody who's like done something quite like magical. He's withstood something. It's a little bit more almost like it's not a phoenix, but it's kind of like, a phoenix rising from the ashes. I think we have two people or two hearts who've been through some really difficult things, both of whom uh, you can bend them, but you can't break these two. These two are really strong. And if this is two broken hearts who are still, like fighting the good fight, I gotta say, I think they could be really good together. This feels like maybe the best kind of potential romance on the horizon. They might both be strong enough to like really be successful together, and both be kind enough and tempered enough and gentle enough with each other to make sure that they give each other better treatment than what they received in the past. So really kind of a lovely message on that. I love seeing two characters that I think really deserve happiness finding one another. It's really sweet. Tina's just passing time. Here we go, babe. Thank you guys so much. Tina's just passing time. We have a Six of Swords along with a Nine of Pentacles. Um, it seems like every time I try to do one card, we still keep getting more than one. That's just how it goes sometimes. I can't put them back if they come out. So with that Six of Swords, this is somebody moving forward. And I would say this is probably mostly the story of a divine feminine. She may have healed. So I'm hearing that song by the Cranberries, My Mother. My mother, she liked me. Does anyone care? It's a really sweet song that's like actually about having a good relationship with your family. And I love that song so much. Love the Cranberries. But this feels like remembering like, hey, I had some people in my life that loved me dearly. I can remember some happy times, and that's where some of my self-worth was built. And if along the way in the adult world, I got bruised and I got bent up a little bit, you know what? I'm remembering though that there's other people in my life that support me and, were kind to me. And that's maybe the people that, are lifting my spirits right now, because this is a feminine who's really like rising again. This is somebody who's feeling their self-confidence come back. They're feeling a little better every day. They're feeling more empowered. They're moving on from, whatever crappy experience they had. Heck, this could be somebody who, like we all still need our group, right? Our friends, our family, the people that, have our back on any given day. Doesn't matter what age we are. We may still want to talk to a family member or somebody that, is always going to be like, they're an asshole. Don't you listen to them, when we've had a bad day and somebody's been mean to us. And I just feel like this is her saying, you know what? It's so nice because I do know that I shouldn't let something get under my skin, and she's not. It's really nice to see a character remembering that they are more than whatever tried to tear them down. So very nice. Luminous Marina, here we go, love. We have got the World card and the Sun. Okay, fantastic. Holy smokes. The Sun is obviously Leo energy, and then the World gives us Capricorn. Excuse me, but we have nighttime and daytime on these two cards. So with somebody like, I kind of feel like it's overnight something is changing for a character, like they're gonna wake up. And I'm walking on sunshine. That song, which, oh my God, I used to think maybe you love me, but now, baby, I'm sure. I don't know if there is just somebody going to have a real pep in their step the next day, but it marks a change for them. And, sometimes we think about doing things different and we put in a lot of effort and we work really hard and we still don't see results. And then suddenly results catch up. And it could be something like that too, where it's like, man, I've been plowing away at something for like the entire last year. And here in the end of the year, as we close out the month of November, I finally see the results of the things that I worked so hard for. That's what it feels like. Like this is a culmination. It's like, okay, now the good stuff starts to come in. So it could be a really great day, or a character can start to see wins that they definitely deserve, but it's taken a while to get there. But it's so awesome to see it, starting to roll in. So very nice to see that. Beautiful G, here we go. We have Four of Wands, Page of Discs. So Four of Wands is a card possibly of marriage. We have marriage and possibly children. But look, every story has to start somewhere. So even if we begin and we say, I know that this situation, let's not even say marriage, right? This could be relationship and romance. This could be like love at first sight. I already knew the first time I saw him, I was going to end up with them. But you know what? The story still has to grow. Even if we know what the ending is from first sight, it doesn't erase the fact that we still actually have to put in the time and get to know them and go through all those fragile moments of, this is a brand new relationship that's just given birth to, and we have to step by step learn about each other, even if it's love at first sight. Or let's say it's like, okay, I know what kind of a career I want to have. You hear all kinds of stories about like some of our most famous stars, and they're like, I knew when I was 3 I wanted to be a performer, and they become a super famous performer. But it doesn't erase the fact that they had to go through, all of the lessons and the evolution of learning their craft and the schooling and the, waiting to get famous and all those things. So this just says, I don't think there's a doubt about how amazing something is going to go for a character, but it does say they still can't shortcut and get to the ending. It just says they already know the ending and it's beautiful, but now they get to enjoy the whole process. If it's at the beginning of a relationship or something, it looks like it could be fantastic. And this could be a really enjoyable, getting to know each other, but it does say enjoy the process of it. RT, here we go, babe. Thank you guys so much. Luminous Marina, it's very much my pleasure, babe. We have got 8 of Swords in the reverse, RT. There is a lifting of difficulties. There is a freeing of whatever has hampered a character, whatever has, troubled their mind, whatever. Sorry, I have green paint all over me. I was working a lot today. But whatever was keeping our character stuck. And actually, I will say this. She is like up on the moors. Honestly, I rarely feel good about an 8 of Swords card. Granted, this one came out in the reverse, but even if this one had been upright, this feels like she was protected so she didn't accidentally stumble off a cliff. Not that she was, being held back. Sometimes the things that we think are troubling us or keeping us stuck can turn out to be something that in the grand scheme of our life, it's like, wow, I thought I was losing time and I was stuck and I, lost power and control over my own stuff. But then as it turns out, no, strangely, my life ended up better. Maybe I was held in one place for a bit, but another process had to occur. But now we have a character being freed from even being stuck. And I think some things are going to become clear to our character. I think they're about to get answers. They're about to have their freedom restored, their power restored. So it looks really good. It looks like a character who has gone through something very difficult and frustrating, but things are about to get a lot better. It's nice to see that. Nice, beautiful G. That's awesome. Oh, that's wonderful. Congratulations. And I definitely hope that you get the home that you are looking for, babe. That's so exciting. Next up, Victoria Edwards. Let me grab you one, babe. Homesick for Hills. I'll get to you next also. Hang in there just 1 minute longer for me. We've got a 5 of Wands, Victoria Edwards. 5 of Wands is somebody who's doing a lot of thought process. Now, somebody could be thinking a lot about her, but she's staring right out at us at this card. I think she's trying to figure out somebody. She looks really smart, and she looks like she's somebody who's not too quick to jump to a conclusion. It looks like somebody who's, her mind is turning and she's listening to what somebody has to say. And she's like, be they friend or be they foe? I don't know yet. She might be addressing and assessing if somebody's, having her on, telling her a bit of a story. She to me looks like somebody who's really good at analyzing information, particularly when she needs to know, is somebody truthful? Can I rely on this? Or are they full of hot air? So I don't see her as rude. I see her as just super intelligent, and she doesn't miss a beat. She hears what somebody says, and she also hears what they omit. That's the way I would read this. Now, does that mean that she's going to find out somebody's a liar? No. If anything, she could be understanding something. 5s are numbers of change. So her emotions towards somebody could change after this. But we do have like the sun glowing behind her, which would normally add warmth and happiness. So she might be starting to realize she really likes somebody, but she's still got to get to know them. And she's still in this analyzing. I mean, what would come after that would be a 6 of Wands, right? So from a 5 of Wands to the 6 of Wands, she might discover that she actually feels really good about somebody and that like they're giving her a great compliment, or, it just feels like she's trying to analyze how to take something or how to absorb what somebody has said to her. But it's nice to see somebody taking their time a little bit. All right, in just a second. Homesick for Hills, let me get to you, babe. Sorry, nothing came out yet. It acted like it was going to, and then it didn't. All right, and we ended up with 2. We have a 3 of Swords and an Empress, but the 3 of Swords kind of crosses over the Empress. So I'm going to say that we may have, she looks like she's waking up and like stretching out of her robe a little bit. It feels like she's coming out of what was a painful experience. So painful, in fact, that she felt the feels, but decided like, I just need to ride this out. I need to support my own self through this. You know, she doesn't have a head on that 3 of Swords card. So I think she intentionally said, I'm not going to like let this live rent free in my head. I'm going to let myself feel the hurt or the pain or the frustration, because I got to honor that, but I'm not going to let it become a part of my life dialogue and let it, you know, like pull me back from what I need to do in my own life. It feels like she is very much re-emerging kind of like from her cocoon a bit after having let herself feel however she felt about something, but she's not letting it become a part of like what drives her life forward. So very strong Empress. Empresses are the ones who wind up married. They're the ones who wind up running businesses and companies, and yes, they will encounter betrayals. You know, a powerful business person can have somebody they really trust, and it turns out the person steals from them, you know, and that's a huge bummer. But they don't then say, never mind, I don't want to have a business because everybody is full of crap. No, they carry on. You know, an Empress can be married to somebody, it doesn't work out, somebody's unreliable, unfaithful, but that doesn't mean the institution of marriage is something she doesn't still believe in. You know, she doesn't make summaries off of an experience. She feels that experience, but she doesn't let it become what shapes who she is or what she still wants. She's always going to want an empire. She's always going to want to, you know, have like a legacy that she builds. So nothing has put a damper on that. And I see her coming out of the heartbreak too. So that's actually really great. She didn't get changed by this experience, at least not in a negative way. If anything, maybe she changed, became more of an Empress. That's really nice to see. All right, you guys. And I'm just going to do one last one and then bounce on out of here tonight, you guys. Angel Leo girl, let me grab you one right now. Awesome. Homesick for Hills. All right. Angel Leo girl, we just got the Ace of Wands. And this Ace of Wands is, I mean, it's always a lusty card, but this one in particular, we've got like this person who's, because I'm hearing, I got the Moves Like Jagger by Maroon 5. Take me by the tongue and I'll show you. I got the Moves Like Jagger. It just feels like sexy, upbeat, fun. All I can say is we've got somebody like noticing electricity. I almost feel like this is a new upcoming like flirtation, or you know, that kind of electric attraction that characters have for each other. When we meet somebody and it's like, I can't help it, I like the sound of their voice, or I like something that they said, or I like the whatever, somebody with like a great, I don't know if somebody's gonna have a great accent, like a southern drawl, or maybe you notice how he has like Dracula things. Maybe somebody has like a Romanian accent or something that's just very sexy, you know? And it could be that first is like, wow, I love the way, I would just want to hear them talk all day. But there's obviously also a visual impact here. But I feel like there is an upcoming like attraction that could strike like a lightning bolt. This could be, you know, sometimes we see somebody and until we hear them talk, we don't like, they don't have that impact on us. But this feels like somebody's got a really beautiful voice or a beautiful accent or something about them that is particularly alluring to the other individual. This tends to be a masculine card. So it could be that a masculine is like, oh my God, I cannot believe how sexy this is. So however we slice it, though, we definitely have a sudden lightning rod of attraction coming in. So nice surprise. You guys, thank you so much. You guys are so awesome. I'm going to end here for tonight. I will do this every week for 30 minutes on each channel. So we did one, I can't even remember what day it was, but earlier in the week on Case Regretless Life, and now I needed to get to Tarot Dawn tonight. So next week we'll do this again, and we're going to do this every week for about a half hour on both channels all the way up until January. So if I didn't get to you tonight, don't fret. We'll have many more opportunities. You guys, thank you so much, everybody. Lots of love. Lucia, I'm sorry I missed you tonight, babe. Oh my God, Sarah, you're hosting 2 Thanksgivings? Oh my God, that's so much. Angel Leo girl, thank you, sweetheart. You're so generous. Thank you, babe. Victoria Edwards, lots of love to you also, sweetheart. Thanks for being here. Sierra, oh my God, that is amazing. You must love your family and friends very, very, very much. And I hope that they are going to be extremely, extremely grateful for all that you are doing for them. That is huge. Shell Hamilton, hi, sweetheart. So nice to see you. All right, you guys, I'm going to bounce on out of here. Linda, I'm sorry I missed you tonight, babe. All right, you guys, I will hope to see if I can get to some of you guys in the next couple of weeks, okay? Lots of love. Bye for right now.